So there we have a whole lot of empty cages. Here's my foster girls. They're going to go back in their cage in a few days. Here's my new foster girl who's doing her medicated quarantine. And here's my last parent. This is Congo and his two oldest chicks, who won't be ready to put out, I don't think, until next Thursday or Friday. So they probably have about 4 or 5 more days to go. And this, so our fosters used to be up there. Now they're down there. So this is the fosters, and the reason I moved them is because I'm getting some other kind of birds. And I need that cage to breed the other kind of birds. And I have a third of these big cages that's going to take the place of these 2 lower cages here to be the cockatiel breeders. So, I put Yellowface Dad in here with his 5 little chicks. Added some perches. There he is down there. Most of the other chicks are up on the perches. His are just climbing up there on the low one. These dads are pretty much done. His chicks were a week behind them. So I'm kind of in a dilemma as to what to do with them. I guess I have to move them out to the big flight in another couple of weeks because I can't have, this is a flight cage meant to be a permanent home for 4 pairs. With 10 babies added in on top of it, there's not enough room for everybody. So, so their carrying capacity is going to be at max for another couple of weeks, and then I'll have to put these babies out in the flight with all the other families out here. So, here are my 2 family flights. This is the first one that I filled. So, there's a family. That's the moths and 2 of their chicks. There is Niger and Vapor, one of their chicks there, and 2 more right there. There is Sue and Spring, and there's their chicks right there, right there. These 2, Geyser and I've forgotten his name. Danube didn't seem to put it back together again. These 2, oh, they just moved. These 2 Yellowface chicks, this one right here and that one down there, who they're playing with each other right now, are Bear Grylls babies. There's Bear Grylls and Glory right there. They are their first 2 older babies. They were pulled early and brought up as fosters in another cage, and now they kind of operate independently. And they stick to each other like glue because they're siblings and they know it. There is Pastel and Scarn. There is, this is Lava up here. As usual, Malachite has abandoned her. She's off chasing tail. And she has decided she's in love with her brother. So she spends a lot of time up here just talking to her brother. Or she might be talking to Kobe, because he spends a lot of time up here too. But I'm not really sure who it is she thinks she's getting with. I could. Now she's going to get a new permanent mate because Malachite has never stuck by her. And I'm giving up on the Texas Clear Body thing. So I could. Kobe's mate is gone. So I could match her with him. However, his last mate was literally her full sister, and their babies would be so closely related to all the other babies that he has that it's probably not a great idea. I'm kind of inclined to put him with this blue girl right here because she is from another breeder's flight, and that would bring in fresh blood. So she's still kind of up for grabs. Her 2 babies also tend to stick together like glue. They were together right there a minute ago. There's the gray. Oh, there he is right there. And there's her green. And they operate as a little unit as well. See how they're all kind of grouped together? There it goes. You see all the double factor spangles there? There's the other mauve chicks right there. they're hanging out in family groups, which is what they always do if you give them the opportunity. So these guys are pretty well adjusted. Everybody's flying, everybody's eating. I still end up having to be very careful where I step when I come in here a lot of times, but right now everybody is kind of chilling. So here is the flight with all the newbies in it. This is, you see, okay, this is Nile and Flo. Yeah, they don't bond for life, no, not at all. They don't spend every waking moment together out in a flight cage, not at all. I'm being facetious. So, this is their chick raised by Peridot. This is their chick that they raised themselves. Look at the size of this guy. He's putting on some serious height. And that little guy right next to him is the little Violet, who is actually the older chick from the group. But he has, I thought I was going to lose him for a while there, but he has pulled it together and is showing me every intention of surviving. And I am pleased by that. Hopefully he'll play a little catch up on the size too, because his dream younger sibling is definitely much bigger than he is. Okay, who else do we have in here? There is Larkspur and one of her babies. And there's her other baby. And I don't know where, oh, there's one. This little girl right here is really kind of lighting me up. Larkspur's grandfather's name was Jester. And he was a dominant pied, single factor, that had the most perfect belly band ever. I've never seen a bird that had such a beautiful, perfect, straight across the belly band, like her grandfather. Her mother was a mess. She is a mess. I call her a jigsaw puzzle pied. But look at this little one over here. Except for the slight break in the middle, he has a nice clear band right across the middle of his belly. And this little one, if she turned around, is the same way. Turn around, let me see. Let me see about that. He says, fly away. See that band? Isn't that perfect? You look like your great-grandfather. I'm kind of stoked about that, because that's a good show quality. Rain is down there. Her babies are the last ones back there with Congo. She's down there trying to pick up on any male that will pay attention to her. There's Amazon and Dew. There's Baby and her guy Gaslight with, I'm having a brain fart. That is Estuary in between them. Oh no, that's Estuary. So that is Flo. She was just with Nile, but Nile's over here having a discussion with one of his chicks. They do continue to interact with their chicks quite a bit when they're out here. He said, hey, Dad, how about a little food? Come on, Daddy, feed me. He's like, I don't know, you're pretty big. I'm going to go play with your mom. That's my rule. There is, she just got right between them again. This is Baby over here and Gaslight right here. And this is one of their chicks, and they are lovely. Both of them have good size. They're spangled pied. They got the pretty yellow face going. Here's the other one down here. Also a very nice chick. I think this one has slightly better markings than the other one, but I'll take either one. So there's Mama and Son right there. Oh, and there's Indy. So Indy's sticking with his girl. This is Indy. This is Larkspur. This is their oldest chick, baby boy. The ones I haven't seen together a lot are, this is Agate, and his girl over here is Aster. Agate got seduced away by Rain, who is sitting right up above him, so he hasn't been paying any attention to Aster. But once Rain gets over being interested in boys, he'll go back to his girl. And these little green guys are, these are Peridot and Estuaries babies, and they are lovely. This one has a little poopy butt. You got poopy on your butt, mister? We're gonna have to clean you up. So these guys are still, they're a week behind the others, so they're not as well adapted. I still have some chicks in here that are lost, struggling, probably not eating enough. But they do that for a couple of days and then they get over it. So, and as you can see, everybody's flying now, just fine. So, but it takes them a couple of days to really, okay, I'm eating on my own now, type of thing. So I'm still sprinkling these guys with lots of millet, and I'm going to be bringing in a second serving of soft food here in just a minute. But overall, I'm very pleased. So overall, I have lost, out of 52 chicks, I lost 3. One was Lava's baby. Her second chick that hatched died 24 hours after it hatched. I suspect it had encephalitis because its head was weird. I lost a second chick who had rickets. Now, normally I don't lose rickets chicks, so I know how to handle that. But this one actually had a broken leg, and I could not get it to set. And I decided that I needed to end the suffering there because it just wasn't working. So I put a second one down there. And then, just a couple of days ago, I have a sheet over the top of the flight cage for the fosters. Just a piece of sheet laying across the top of their cage to shield their eyes from the fluorescent tube lights above their heads. One of their chicks climbed up there, pulled some threads through from the sheet, and managed to hang itself. Note to self: tack down those sheets so they can't pull the threads through. It was a horrible thing to find, you know. But, so I lost 3 babies overall. I do not expect to lose any more. I could be wrong, but usually by the time they get to this age, I'm pretty free and clear. There's still, these younger chicks might be subject to a bit of French molt, but I haven't had any so far this season. Not a single case. So, I'm starting to be hopeful that maybe it'll miss me completely this time. So I have 49 chicks out of 52, and I am very pleased with the outcome. Doesn't mean it was easy. I had fathers that were being a pain in the butt. I had mothers attack chicks, the whole drama. But I managed to stay on top of it enough to keep the huge percentage of these chicks alive. So I am glad for that. Okay, I gotta go give them their soft food. So that's today's update.